So at michaelmas term at LSE, aka the first term, I studied 5 modules. So 2 of them are compulsory, ECO P1 Economics, which is a new module as well, and ST109, so it's elementary statistical theory. And so you have to study a math module, which is either a half unit, so only for 1 term. I made 107 quantitative methods, or a full unit course that is MA 100 mathematical methods. So I did MA 100. Since MA 100 is a full unit, I only can choose one optional module, which I chose AC 102 Financial Accounting, as I have been told that it's a relatively easy module to get good marks on. I also have to do LSE 100, which all LSE first year students have to do. So 50% is to an individual essay. For mine, I chose higher view as the algorithm. Oh yes, so so the topic is how can we control AI for this year's LSE 100. And so right now at length term, the second term at LSE, we have once a fortnight we have a LSE 100 class or seminar to do some group work and presentations. So how did I find it? I think as a new module, economics, ECO and P1, most people I know didn't like it because it is rather intense, and we sort of have one topic each week to focus on. So for instance, behavioral economics for this week, development economics for the next week. So it doesn't really flow together, so it's like these sort of jumps. So that's that. And also my ECO and P1, we integrated a lot of mathematical elements, which to me is also quite useful because you sort of prove the concept using mathematical theory. However, it's also very challenging, and we don't have past paper to practice. MA 100, I've been told that it's very difficult in length term. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. It was okay in michaelmas term, but the thing is the pace is really fast. So we go through 2 chapters each week. So it's very intense, I think. I haven't done MA 107, but I would recommend any future economics first year or any first year students at LSE to do MA 107, because I was speaking to someone who did MA 107 today literally, and he said that it's relatively easy, and it's also very relevant to the economics modules we're doing right now at length term. So that's EC1 A1, EC1 B1. So that's micro and macro. So that would be rather useful. And I think MA 107, it's a new module. I think it's a new module. It's been it has new programs and new curriculums, but MA 100 is still rather, in that sense, is a bit outdated. What else have I did? So ST109, that's basically stats. I think as long as you did A-level stats, it should be alright. So that's all the modules I did. How did I? And then I had 3 exams. All of them are online. So math is 24 hours. And for the other 2, it's 2 hours for exam and 1 hour upload time. And from what I heard, most people find economics quite difficult, because it is very difficult. So that's that. How did I find it? I mean, it's an interesting experience. So like how they are taught, we have lectures, and then after lectures they give you weekly problem sets, i.e. homeworks, and then the next week in your class, so we have 1 class for each module each week, and they are around 50 minutes. So the teacher goes through either the lecture or the problem set. The problem sets are rather difficult. I think the difficulty, especially for economics, the difficulty actually sometimes exceeds the difficulty of the exam paper. Well, that's what my lecturer said. So that's how they're taught. So you have lectures, and then you do a homework, and then the next week your class teacher either goes through the lecture material or the homework. You also have readings. Sometimes I sort of read all the readings, but I don't think they're very helpful in terms of understanding the material, or more importantly, perhaps the exam techniques. They are more of a, if you're interested in it, you should read it, but by no means I don't think they are very important in terms of getting a good grade at a LSE module. So what I liked about my time at LSE studying the modules as a first-year economics student is that, especially for BSc Economics, because that's the one I did, I think it offers you a lot of flexibility in terms of finding your own interest. So on one hand, it's a quantitative discipline, and they teach you a lot of mathematical methods, statistical methods, and they sort of equip you with the more quantitative techniques. But on the other hand, they also give you flexibility in studying in different departments. So there are people who study in the philosophy department, accounting department, maybe geography department, more humanities side of things, or more the scientific side of things. So it sort of allows you to find your own interest, and perhaps to build your perspective of problem solving and seeing the world, and you're making you more informed of current affairs, whatever, with like the different disciplines. So not just economics, but also different departments. And I think that's quite valuable. The other thing with LSE, I think they put a lot of emphasis on independence, because they don't really have much contact hours, because there's a lot of students, not so many professors or researchers or teachers, whatever. And also, I was going to say something and I forgot. Yeah, so they put a lot of emphasis on independence, and but by no means I think there are enough support that's from teachers or peers to help you to get your way around it. They have some really good mentorship schemes, and so for me, I have 3 mentors. I have one for off campus. He's my favorite mentor. I have another mentor for the second year economics student, so he gave me a lot of really valuable insights. And I have another mentor who's working now, so he sort of helped me with more career side of things, and that's more academic and career. And they also have really good, they have although their office hours are really short, but then they have support sessions for all the modules, at least for all the modules I did, and usually not many people come to them, so you can sort of have another lesson almost. So that's really useful. I think being able to not just learn independently, but also to actively trying to find help and study, I think that's something I've also learned at LSE.